All right, everybody, this is the agent checklist for the appointment you just got from the ICA. This is connected to the previous document, which is the ICA lead assignment protocol. How do you remember all those things? So we made a checklist. And this checklist behavior comes from the days where I was doing a ton of REOs. Like in 1 year, back in, I think it was 2011, I sold roughly 300 investment properties to an investment group. And then I got involved in the responsibility of overseeing to a degree how the reconstruction was going on 300 homes in a year. So I learned how to show up at a property and know in 10 minutes what needed to be done to that property. Now, the only way I could keep track of that, I will admit, it was 2011. I didn't use a tablet. I was old school and I had a computer. Of course, I had a cell phone, but I just had a clipboard and a checklist. And I found it really helpful because there were little things that I would forget. You know, is the threshold painted or is it chipped? Because the first thing you walk over is the threshold. Very often people will flip a home. The threshold looks gnarly. You know what I'm saying? Does the sliding door rollers work, or did they replace the nylon rollers? And I'd have like 60 things like that. It would take me 10 minutes. So you have to create systems when you have volume. The reason agents don't have systems is because we don't have volume. And we think volume is 1 sale a month. You know, try doing 10 sales a month, right? And in that case, 26 sales a month. It's a little intimidating, right? So you have to have systems. So volume creates systems. So here's your checklist. You're going to put at the top, I would have a manila folder with each client. I've done this for many years. And even though you may do everything digitally, there's something about physically carrying that with you. Have a manila folder at the top. It says BP, buyer prospect, or LP, listing prospect, their name. You put their details on the back of the folder, their email addresses, their telephone numbers. Maybe you've got a printout of their profile from Zillow inside. You've got the 3 properties that you're going to show to them. So you have the details of the client. When you show up to show the client, you've got that folder. That's part of our showing training. But anyway, on this checklist, which will be in that folder, put the client's name, their phone number. When did you received the appointment from the ICA? So you just check that off. Where did it come from? Zillow. What was your appointment date? 1/16/26. Which ICA? Jenny. Why do you need to know that? Because after you've received 25 of them and this client revives, you're going to go, which was the ICA? You're going to quickly go through your folder and there they are. You can make the same note in Lofty, by the way. So have you received the appointment? Yes. Is the appointment in your calendar? Yes or no? Why is that important? If it's not in your Bob calendar, which takes you seconds to do, if it's not in your Bob calendar and the ICA checks back to see that you're showing the appointment and it's not there, they're going to think you're going to forget the appointment. Quickly, please post in Slack. Thank you, Jenny, for the ICA appointment of John Hernandez in Cathedral City today at 11. Why that's important is we've got bots reading the Slack feed that connect to reporting documents that we have. So if you don't put that in, we're going to have a measure, a flag that comes up that says you're not meeting your appointments. Not a good idea. Okay? So you're going to quickly update ZPA in real time. We talked about that. You're going to send your ZPA profile to the 4-way confirmation text. And then are your follow-up texts, 3 days before, 2 days before, 1 day before. Check it off as you go. And you're going to go, oh, shoot, I forgot that one yesterday, right? So make up for it today. Showing day, send your video text. We call it the seatbelt text. Then check if the appointment was held. Don't check it if it wasn't, and say why it wasn't, and make sure you put that note in your ZPA. And after the appointment with the client, please specify in Slack, I just met with the client, offer out, or I just met with the client, bam, fam, because again, our bot is going to check what did you do after the appointment. Then for your information here on the BAM Fam, when are your future appointments? When did you send an offer? When did you open escrow? When did you close an escrow? That's your checklist. So that checklist is specifically designed to help you keep track of the cadence with each client. If you do one client, you might go, oh, this is a lot. Trust me. You got 12 clients, you'll be so thankful you have this information. And the more you communicate with ZPA and Slack and Lofty, the more likely you are to get more connections. So that's it. That's the end of that training.